HVAC basics, refrigerant information, how it may help to understand the overall function of the refrigerant, how it performs, whatnot. So if we have a split unit, normally inside is an A-coil, and perhaps the reason it may be called an A-coil, it's shaped like an A. But although it's not, it doesn't necessarily have to. There are different configurations, but this is just an industry term that people use when you hear a technician say the A-coil. That means inside where the refrigerant's at. The condenser, if it's a split unit, will be outside. This is where the heat will dissipate from. Question here. When we have liquid and vapor saturated in a unit, so together, say the A-coil, the bottom here is liquid. Then it begins to vaporize, and then the top part becomes vapor. So in the A-coil, the bottom is liquid. The top is vapor. Out at the condenser, it's kind of the same thing. The bottom is liquid and the top is vapor. And then the liquid travels from here, goes in, and it goes through a TXV or either a piston unit, which is like I'm assuming it may be like a pressure reducer. Then it comes in here and it begins to flash its liquid. Then it turns to liquid and vapor. So on the A-coil, the bottom would be liquid. On the top would be vapor. One does not need liquid refrigerant going into the compressor. If liquid refrigerant enters the compressor, it could damage the compressor. It could slug the compressor, so to speak, is a term. If you ever hear the term slugging the compressor. And so it takes I'm thinking like a low pressure vapor, then the compressor, which is out at the condenser, compresses it. It compresses it as high pressure vapor. It pulls air across here, dissipates the heat here in the summertime, and this vapor on the top in the condenser begins to go back to a liquid form. Then it travels back here, TXV or either a piston, goes in as a liquid, part liquid and vapor, goes in here, we have liquid on the bottom, then it flashes to vapor and the temperature, and this is what actually goes, and then it begins to flash and go to vapor. So again, let's rehash. A-coil, normally if it's a split unit, indoors. Condenser, split unit, it's outdoors. If it's a package unit, they could be together. I mean, they probably are together. But so anyhow, okay, vapor, a liquid comes in here, TXV, piston goes in here, you've got liquid vapor. So on the bottom, we'll just say liquid. Then it begins to turn to vapor. I think it's low pressure vapor. Goes over here. You have a compressor in your condenser. So the compressor has to be working. The compressor should not accept, it does not need to have liquid vapor running through it. Liquid refrigerant running through it. It needs vapor. So it comes in here, vapor, then it compresses it. Then it's a high pressure vapor. There's a condenser fan motor that sits on the top and pulls air into the sides. This is another reason do not plant bushes and whatnot around this. So it sucks air in here, then it dissipates it here. One can put their hand over it in the summertime and feel the heat. Then it goes from vapor to liquid. So on the A-coil, the liquid's on the bottom, the vapor's on the top. And the same thing on the condenser, the liquid's on the bottom, vapor's on the top. So anyway, A-coil and condenser. I hope this helps to understand. Thank you.